Welcome back. Well, June 30 is a busy time for our Australian Tax Office staff, the ATO staff, but one of them found time to have a chat about who's in the gun for the new financial year. In fact, they announced today, it's apart from coffee shop owners, the seriously wealthy. That means people over 30 million, in case you thought it was you. I'm joined by Rockacy, ATO Ombudsman Liaison. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm pleased to be here. Happy end of financial year. How are your late returns going yourself?
I'm not late. I'm always on time.
Good. But so you're finished for the day, or there's a taxi home to?
Well, you don't actually have to have it in tonight.
No. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.
You're not picking on financial stuff.
No.
You know, I mean,
just trying to humanise the tax office.
I thought we were off limits, like politicians, but that's it. So today, I see there was a bit of an announcement about the high income earners, people over 30 million. What are you going to do? Yes.
Well, we're interested in what will be a negative reinforcement for inappropriate behaviour. So hard labour and perhaps caning and deportation to Malaysia.
What exactly are we talking about? High income earners?
Yeah, millionaires, billionaires, gazillionaires.
What do they have to do to warrant hard labour?
Well, if you buy a Ferrari, keep the receipt. If you have your own plane and want to refuel in Alice Springs, keep the receipt. We really got to drill down and do some data mining and make sure that that expenses are properly related to business and not personal.
I mean, I'd be shocked to hear that our billionaires were not paying their full share of tax.
Well, everyone has a different definition of petty cash. If you're worth over 30 million, then a few $100,000 here and there is trivial, is minor, inconsequential. But actually, from the tax office, it's important.
Right, well, OK, so hard labour. I mean, do you indicating that perhaps you've been a bit soft? I mean, people thought you weren't that tough on the old corporate, white-collar tax evaders.
Well, no, it's proper. It's for real, and also I think sometimes they were, when you type stuff in, it just looks so formal and official and unquestionable. We're going to ask, especially the high net worth people, to handwrite their own tax returns, not to handwrite, not to delegate or outsource.
What are you going to check the handwriting samples?
Check the handwriting and handwrite in colour.
Why colour?
Because it's just more legitimate. Well, I think bringing back the green.
Like coloured crayons.
They're more educated than that. But the green and the purple for the external and the internal auditors. I think that just works and fax stuff through rather than email it. Yeah. Well, fax machines are deductible.
But I thought they were sort of obsolete now. Not many people have them.
They're hard to hack a fax.
True.
So just the fax, just the tax. That's our new motto.
That's your new motto. Just the fax, just the tax. So
or face the axe.
Right. So people should be going.
Because we're after the max.
Right. Just gets better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Read your axe.
So back to the fax machines. What other tips can you give people? Handwriting. If you're over 30 million, handwriting. Why don't you just say you're under 30 million? How are you going to check that? Do you reckon?
Well, 30 million won't get you far these days. So there's a lot of people who are worth more than 30 million, although most of them are in Western Australia, in a small area between Boulder and Kalgoorlie. But there's enough of them to warrant a special task force from the ATO.
So you're sending people out there too?
We are, yeah, juniors.
Why juniors?
Well, because the seniors won't go.
Why? Because it's Kalgoorlie?
It's a bit hot.
Okay, but I gather there are some places your people are putting their hand up for that are
Cayman Islands and Vanuatu. We're trying to get closer to our clients and their money. Yeah. And their monies.
So you're actually deciding you'll set up in tax havens. Is that the idea?
That's correct, and I think it's because you need to embed and acculturate and really be part of those societies to understand the policies and processes of the government to get the... So
you've got quite a lot of volunteers for that?
Volunteers for that at senior level because it's quite complex.
Well, it all sounds good. The only thing I can think is that the draconian caning and hard labour, I mean, while some taxpayers might like it, you might get a bit of a backlash on that, don't you think?
Bit of a whipping,
you think?
No.
Not the image for the tax office?
Well, I think it has grassroots appeal. It will help us cut through.
So you're trying to give a more caring, sharing look by, getting tough, eh?
Oh, well, I think we've been caring, sharing, loving and giving for years. Now it's time to be bad. We want to be bad.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, and don't panic. In case you thought about it, was a joke. That was our regular resident hoaxer, Rodney Marks. Thank you much for that. The trouble is when I'm talking to you on these things, they actually sound too believable, Rodney, but I've seen you. Thank you. Hope you don't get anything from the tax office.
Happy new financial year.
And that's all from me for tonight this financial year. I look forward to your company again next week for a whole new financial year. Bye-bye.